teams, starting with Liverpool, who have yet to play a serious game in this close season. That's a bit of a gamble, except that the names ensure a standard, I suppose, that few can defy. Harry Venison and David Barrows form a full-back partnership. Peter Beardsley gets a place in the attack. John Oldrage is one of the substitutes. Steve McMahon, who's just signed a 6-year contract, is at number 11. And their new signing, Glenn Heason of Sweden, he doesn't figure, his work permit not yet through. Dinámo Kiev, well, they, by contrast, should be thoroughly match fit. They're two-thirds of the way through their season in the USSR, a club, though, that's been hit by injury, but still with such celebrated names as the striker Igor Belanov, a former European Footballer of the Year, Litovchenko, who was a star, you may remember, of the 1988 European Championships, Kuznetsov, a defender or midfielder, he's got 41 caps to his credit, and indeed, 9 of this side have represented the Soviet Union. Our referee, another in absolutely perfect condition then, as Liverpool get us underway in an all-red strip attack and Drew Beardsley. Well, there's Rush on the break now, but Chanov quickly cutting that one off for Dinámo Kiev. Experienced man, 12 times he's played for his country, but mostly he's regarded as the second man behind the great Dasayev. Pedigree, he's a former European Footballer of the Year and a prolific goal scorer. You'll see plenty of him this afternoon, you can be sure. This is Bessonov, the number 2, playing it in. Easy for Gробbelаар, that one. Venison. Barns. Whelan couldn't get a touch. Here's Rats making the clearance. Belanov! There's the pace. Can Hансен stay with him? And Belanov, I think, quite rightly complaining to Neil Midgley that he was held back by Hансен. Indeed, the referee's given a free kick to Liverpool. That was any dissent that Belanov had shown, but I mean, it clearly looked to me. Kiev bringing it away once more. Here's Bessonov. He's got Rats outside him. Belanov's gone forward as well. And in the end, Bessonov, who is a full-back or midfield player, is finally brought down. Looks a little disgruntled as Liverpool take it. But here's Belanov, we all know him. And some good challenging back there by David Barrows. But Dinámo Kiev times, and their cup 7 times, and really have provided the backbone of the USSR team in recent years, particularly in that European Championship in Germany last summer when they reached the final. To be taken by Bessonov. Yaремчук again. Yaремчук squeezing round. Belanov couldn't pull it in. МакМаон. A long ball towards Beardsley. Taken beautifully by him, and he's beaten Kuznetsov as well. Played the ball in for Rush, but the flag is up on this side for offside. Keith Midgley has seen it. The whistle goes. It's a free kick to Kiev. Wrong coordinate Russian, and I do apologise. Belanov caught offside. It's USSR or Soviet. They are proud to say they come from the Ukraine. But old habits die hard, and I'll do my best to get it right. Kuznetsov. Now Rats. Fans here trying to raise their side of the run, but still 0-0. Belanov breaking, Venison seeking to stay with him. 20 minutes of the game gone, still 0-0. And McMahon getting in the nick of time. Uillan finding Beardsley. Beardsley now in full flight. McMahon going away down the left. He might have a shot himself. Being followed by Kuznetsov. Finds Uillan, tries to get it through for Rush. Uillan again, trying to catch it on the volley. Venison. Now picks that up. Gets it through to Rush. A good touch by him. Barnes appearing now on this right-hand side, clipping it back for Chanov to gather. Chanov handled it quite comfortably. Looked really lively, Yaремчук. He broke his leg in an international in Italy a little over a year ago, and it's taking some time for him to recover fully. That's easy for Rush now, trying to find Beardsley. Again, the Kiev defending was formidable, and at the expense this time of a free kick, though. which might offer possibilities for the likes of John Barnes. It's a fairly central position, and it's something like 22 yards. Barnes, but Bёrdсли is close at hand. Uillan, of course, has produced the odd little floater before now, but Barnes might be favourite. Now is the Kiev wall lined up properly? Houghton's in that one. Barnes floating it in! Good handling by Viktor Chanov.
Well, he showed them the big side there, didn't he? He stayed to one side of his goal, showed Barnes that side, but...
МакМаон. Now Hансен. Now a chance for Kiev. Bessonov in there. Belanoff in there with him too. Nikol's header was important. Vasily Rats now catching it on the volley. And Gробbelаар twisting in midair. Grabbed it and saved it on the line. A real big threat there from Dinámo Kiev, from their three most experienced players, and eventually it came to Rats, and Gробbelаар twisted well to... Rushed with the header. Yaремчук. That's not a bad cross there. Gробbeláar's work needs to be done, and it is. A great save we had from Chanov just now, from Barnes' free kick. A 30-year-old with 12 caps for his country. The caption doesn't say he made a most horrendous howler against Glasgow Rangers. I remember a couple of seasons ago in a European Cup that turned out to be... And on the left of the picture in the sunglasses, the manager Valery Lobanovsky, who's also the national team manager as well, though he said at the end of this current World Cup campaign he's going to pack that job in and concentrate on club football, and there's a suspicion that it might not necessarily be in Russia, it could be in Italy.
When you think of the
Moscow Dynamo and Moscow Spartak. Here's Barnes. Comes for Houghton. Rush is still waiting in the middle. It'll be too high for him and for the crossbar. It's a good break here by David Barrows on the far side. And the shot, Venison. Towards Bёrdсли, and there might get the touch. Chanov kept his cool. Bessonov again, getting the better of Venison. There's his cross, it's a good one towards Bellanov. Came off a little striker's head off the top of it, and in fact, hasn't gone out of play. But they're putting some good little moves together now, Kiev. This is Kuznetsov. And a poor shot. I feel rather sorry for Kuznetsov. He took 2 yellow cards, you may remember, in the European Championship in West Germany, and on the strength of the second one in the semi-final, missed the final against Holland, Hullet, Van Basten and the rest. Barnes. And now the break could be on. Now the break could really be on. Now it could be on with a vengeance. Oh, superbly saved by Chanov. But what a scintillating run by John Barnes. Brought the whole stadium to life there. That brought back memories of Rio in 1984 with that memorable goal against Brazil. He went through the whole Kiev defence. The little chip, though, just... Just lacked that finishing touch. Chanov was equal to that. Seen from the other side of the ground.
He just got fouled slightly there before his last few...
Rats trying to do a Barnes there, but Uillan wouldn't let him get away with that. Houghton playing it in again towards Peter Bёrdсли. A back heel there towards Rush. And good work that time by... the number 7, Goreli. Here's Nikol. Bёrdсли wanting it, made the run. Liverpool looking for this break just before half-time now. Here's Houghton. On the far side is Barns. Played back for MacMaon. Only half drove that one. It might come for Houghton, it might come for Bёrdсли. Good spell of pressure this for Liverpool. Good work too by Chanov. Dragged his right foot over the ball and then let fly Peter Bёrdсли. That might just have crept in. There's the little drag over the ball, left foot. Good work by the keeper again. Good little spell by Liverpool there, Ian.
Yes, it certainly is, but it's going to take something special.
Good work by Viktor Chanov in the Dinámo Kiev goal, and by Bruce Gробbelаар for Liverpool. In a moment we get the views of the Arsenal manager George Graham with Elton Wellesby. The half-time score then here at Wembley, it's Liverpool 0, Dinámo Kiev 0. Chanov, who's had an excellent first half. As George Graham was saying at half-time, the goalkeeping has been most impressive. Lukic, not least, I must say, where the Arsenal fans were a little mischievous with setting up a chant that Lukic is better than Seaman, suggesting that they would like Lukic, although, of course, it's reported that George has made a big bid for the Queen's Park Rangers goalkeeper David Seaman. This is Bessonov. Yaремчук away on the right, but he's changed his mind about the pass there, switches it away to the left to Rats. Played inside to Lidovchenko. Stumble and a fall, and it comes through to Belanoff. A little touch by him. МакМаон tries to get the tackle in. Bessonov this time finding Gроббелаар, and a goal kick to Liverpool. That's Lobanovsky, a tremendous manager on the left there with the sunglasses. A couple of years ago, he had a mild heart attack, but recovered from that very successfully, I'm glad to say. On the far side, it's with Bёrdсли at the moment. The little chip by him towards Rush, who's being well guarded. MacMaon. Venison. There's a bit of space, Bёrdсли. Barnes. This looks more promising now for Liverpool. Barnes on one of his runs, but right at the very last there, Schmatolovenko. Bёrdсли this time for Barrows. He'd spotted the fullback coming on. Is that a foul? Yes. By Gроббелаар on David Barrows, a free kick for Liverpool. Barnes again. Hit towards Rush, but catching Rush a little bit, in fact, just a little bit behind Rush. Now Rush is passed to Houghton. MacMaon finding John Barnes. A little flip through now for Ian Rush. Gets it to Barnes again. Is this going to be the moment? No, but Bёrdсли wasn't too sure what to do. Chanov was a little close to him. The margin for error was being reduced all the time, and he took the safe way out, in spite of the goalkeeper clearly unhappy with that situation. But I think maybe the number 10 was right, because things were looking just a little dicey there. Barnes, a nice flick on. Rush couldn't quite get a touch to it. Don't think Barrows will get to that. Well, here's Bessonov. Good run by him. Bellanov out here, and he'll keep it in play. Bessonov's right there, waiting in the middle for it. Gроббелаар too, and he missed it that time. Yaремчук now. Kuznetsov. And in the end, the clear. Nothing wrong with his touch this afternoon. And MacMaon coming in on the far side, but the header falling quite comfortably for Viktor Chanov.
Belanov's been the man this afternoon, hasn't he, that's caused most of the danger to Liverpool. Very pacey, and plays up front there with not an awful lot of support, but can hold the ball up and does a lot of good work.
Now Bёrdсли, can Houghton get to this one? Good-looking strike there by Liverpool.
Well, for once there was a bit of pace, a bit of...
Lidovchenko, and Bessonov can't get to that one. He's covered just about every other blade of grass at Wembley today, though.
He does a tremendous amount of work, Brian, doesn't he?
corner, touched on by Barns. A whistle from Neil Midgley. Now, whether he's pointed to the penalty spot there for some shirt pulling, I fancy he's given Liverpool a penalty. And it could be for some shirt pulling. Sorry, Ian?
I think he has, you know.
Well, there was a smile of irony from Chanov, who holds his head and can't believe it, but the penalty's been given for all that. Presumably for some shirt pulling as that corner came in, and a yellow card as well for the number 10, Luzny. And he's telling Kuznetsov to get out. With this spot kick for Liverpool. Barnes against Chanov. As true as you like. 16 minutes into the second half, and John Barnes puts Liverpool into the lead. Never looked as though it was going to go anywhere else, did it?
No, firmly struck shot, but mystery, really. Everybody's astounded on both sides. I mean, the Liverpool players were amazed. They didn't know what referee Midgley had blown for.
Kiev side, in the meantime, have made a substitution. Koncheliskis has come on, and this is the substitutes, Andrei Koncheliskis. On in a moment for Liverpool, but in the moment it's МакМаон who's making the break for them. Gone past Kuznetsov, gone past Lidovchenko, and a terrific shot. Super. МакМаон who's making the break for them. Gone past Kuznetsov. Gone past Lidovchenko. Kuznetsov being told to get back 10 yards. The Kiev side about to make another substitution. They're going to take Luzny off. Salenko, I think, is coming on. And Salenko comes on, who's a striker, at a time when Kiev are looking for a goal. In the meantime, it's Liverpool looking for this moment, with Uillan and МакМаон and Barnes behind this free kick. It's МакМаон who drives it, and again, the acrobatic Chanov is equal to it. In all this coming and going, look at that great save again by Chanov. They're bringing on Olдридж and Molby. Well, certainly Bёrdсли and МакМаон have done their job and done it. Chenko. Barrows with a useful header for Liverpool. Aldridge with his first touch, a good one to Rush. Gets it back, or will he? Molby's trying to get in there, but can't quite get the pace. Górely now for Kiev, towards Belanov. Salenko, Lidovchenko, Bessonov, and he flicked off Belanov. Well, in the meantime, here's Ray Houghton. The little chip by him, Aldridge is there! That's two. Within 2 minutes of coming on as a substitute, the man who scored 31 goals last season gets back into that same old fabulous Liverpool habit. A lovely dinked cross here by Ray Houghton. Inch perfect for John Aldridge. And Liverpool get
that penalty incident. I would say, I haven't looked at that replay, Brian. If that
coming on as a substitute,
probably his first touch of the ball, Brian, I would think. There you are. The goalkeeper was drawn to the near post and really didn't have a chance there, as always, was waiting at the back post.
Chanov looking vitally. Here's Górely. Belanov away on the right for him. Still Belanov up in there, and Bessonov's joined the attack as well. Here's Belanov. There's Bessonov. Yedovchenko, great save! That was struck with real venom there by Yedovchenko. And Gроббелаар was more than equal to it.
Some lovely skill here by the Kiev team to set up the chance.
Curled in there towards Gробbelаар, used his fist this time, comes out to Rats once more. There's a foul by Olдридж there. He's got a lovely left foot as Rats. Barns not really getting that away. Goroly to Rats. This is Zaitz. And suddenly Liverpool could be on the break here. The mistake was Bessonov's. Houghton trying to capitalise on his Mulby on one side, Rush on the other, and in the end, it comes to nothing. Oh, how many steps did Chanov take there? Quarter of an hour of the game left, Liverpool leading 2-0. Yedovchenko. Lead in towards that near post. Salenko tried to make something of it. It came off Alan Hansen for another Dynamo Kiev corner. Plenty of white shirts in there, looking to make something of it. It came off the post. Gроббелаар missed it. Belanov was in there, and I think it may well have been a Belanov header.
I think you're right, Brian, because he looked very up.
Yeah, off... Nice to see him taking on players. Even though it may in the end have been slightly painful. Zaitz. Maybe too far out to be too optimistic. 4 in the wall. 5 in the wall. Maybe Chanov behind them still.
Really bang the ball.
It's Barnes though. Chanov again. On target though. Yep. Rush, little touch this time. Barnes played on again for Ian Rush. Onto the left foot. On target.
That was more like Liverpool. They had at least a dozen passes there and finishing with a shot by Ian Rush. So Liverpool are beginning to settle more into the game now.
And here's Goroly. That's the shot. With the immaculate left foot will take this corner for Dynamo Kiev. Salenko's in there, I noticed. And so too was Barrows.
10 minutes of this one.
Goroly. Making the running now. Gроббелаар coming to this one. Belanov was there, but he took it off his hand. Chases on here. Gроббелаар wins it. Vasily Rats with the corner for Kiev. Curling another one in there. Again, Gроббелаар, who's performed so well for Liverpool. Just quickening the pace now. Barnes alongside him. Barnes, a lovely ball back for Ray Houghton. Aldridge with a possibility. Yedovchenko brings it away for Dynamo Kiev. Bessonov, great run by him. Not quite in the Barnes class there, but now Belanov, let's see how he can finish off. That came off for Nikol, it'll be a corner. Well, it looked to me as though that nicked off Steve Nikol. On the ball, boy on the ball, but seemed to me to come off the Liverpool defender. I think it's all fairly academic now, mind you. Liverpool coasting with that assurance that if they can just hold on for a few more seconds, well, they've done it. That's the final whistle. Neil Midgley giving that dramatic and controversial penalty 16 minutes into the second half.